Welcome to the Uncensored Society podcast, where guests share their insights, experiences, and tactics to help you accelerate your business. So building, scaling, and monetizing your business is made easier. And now, your host, Kay Suthar.
Hey guys, welcome to Uncensored Society podcast. And do I have the most courageous person ever coming onto our episode today? Now, I would like to introduce you to a dynamic, out-of-the-box thinker, purpose-driven media and technology strategist who has featured in Inc. magazine and been praised by Kevin Harrington, the original shark from Shark Tank, for providing business owners with a unique way to stand out, connect, and captivate audiences. Now, she's going to share with us techniques and strategies to get your story told in a way that excites, resonates, and compels people to take action. So if you're looking for a fresh, edgy new way to have more influence, income, and impact, please help me welcome author, speaker, and CEO of Revealio Software and Media Solutions, Michelle Calloway. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to have you on the show today.
I am so excited to be here, Kay. You've been one of my favorite podcast hosts, and I'm so delighted. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Now, I know you've got so many different nuggets to be teaching people today. Now, before we go straight into it, I would love for you to share with us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today.
So my background is actually in visual communication. So think of how pictures can tell stories, or posters, they basically tell a story. So think graphic design. That's where I started. Those are my roots. And then I've evolved into becoming more of a digital media expert. So think video creation. How can we take that static story of a poster and now animate it through into a video story? I'm a visual storyteller, right? But I use media and technology to make that happen. So yes, I am here to help you tell your story more effectively, more compelling, so that people actually take those action steps that you want them to, whether it be through a video that you've created and put up out on social media, or whether it be a website that you have. I mean, we can help you with all of those aspects. So I started out in graphic design, started my own graphic design agency. I then evolved into becoming one of the first ones to build a B2B augmented reality marketing tool. So that is like our big wow factor. What do they call it? Your flagship service, right? That is the one thing that we offer that nobody else is doing. That's really like a gateway where it blends the virtual world with the physical marketing materials, like posters and banners and t-shirts and book covers and business cards can literally come alive like Harry Potter meets Iron Man. It's like otherworldly. I call it next level marketing, but I'm all about story. I think story is what really drives human connection. And I want to be that vessel to help entrepreneurs and business owners use technology in a way that it brings people together. And that can be businesses connecting with consumers. It can be, business leaders building teams. I just want to be that source to elevate relationships through technology.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? I've seen a lot of your stuff, Michelle, and all of it is like wowing. And there isn't anything out there like it. The things that you've created is insane. But it does mean using technology. Right now, as you and I both know, a lot of people struggle using technology. Is it really that difficult to get yourself marketed out there, in the day and age we're living in today, using technology? And what kind of things have you done to kind of overcome some of the struggles that you've had?
Well, as a female, just as a female tech leader, I have actually had to overcome quite a bit of biases, I would imagine, that's been happening in the industry. It's just mostly a male-dominated industry. When I used to introduce myself as a tech founder, I'd be like, people were like, oh. When my husband, who is my business partner, was with me when we were at networking events, and I introduced myself, that we own Revealio Software Solutions, it's unfortunate, but quite a few of them assumed that the technology that I was showing them, the augmented reality examples that I was showing them, they were wowed by it. And they assumed that I was just simply like a sales rep for the company. They just never even cognitively imagined that I could potentially have been the creator behind it all. When I showed that I did, that I was the one that built it, they're like, oh, wow. So I needed to, kind of help debunk that myth that women weren't as powerful in the tech side as men. But there's been a lot of evolution, and I've seen a lot of women movements in the tech side of things, trying to like, hey, women are powerful. We're just as intelligent. I mean, really, where did that ever come off that women weren't capable of being just as intelligent or grasp technologies? That's mind blowing to me as a woman, because I don't always think of myself as a woman. I just think of myself as Michelle, a person. And so I've had that barrier. When it comes to other things to help me like shine online, that's like a whole nother story. But, I just know it's been really exciting to see more and more women. I mean, we just came from Women's History Month, and I was posting through Tech with Heart Network, which is our nonprofit. I was posting like how all these amazing women, and some of them quite stunningly beautiful, by the way, that were like leaders in like starting up Bluetooth technology or like sonar, women are awesome. They're just absolutely phenomenal and awesome. And they should never have been discounted in the first place.
Right. And I totally agree with that. Now, I don't know about you, but I know I face in my community, my clients, they tell me, oh my goodness, that means technology. I want me to do it. And all of a sudden they put this boundary up already, telling themselves they can't do it because it involves technology. Right. But you have kind of decided that I'm not going to let technology stop me. I'm going to embrace it. Right. Where did that mindset come from? And how can we encourage other women to embrace technology?
So the reason I stepped out of just being a media driven, like visual communications expert and digital media expert, I stepped into the tech founder role when I knew that I was being called into building this augmented reality platform. I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks when I saw it in 2012, and I wasn't even looking. So when something grips you that hard and won't let go, you really should realize it's probably a calling. So I'm a very faith-based entrepreneur. So I went ahead and I said, okay, fine, I'll just go and I'll step into this, not fully understanding even why it was me that was being called to go build this. So ultimately, when I built my first prototype, and mind you, can I just demonstrate the power here of this, Kay?
Yes, please do
Okay.
so.
All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you the example. So when I first started building this augmented reality tool back in 2012, when it wasn't even heard of, augmented reality is a cousin of virtual reality, okay? This is way before even Pokemon Go put augmented reality on the map. This young lady came into my office because essentially what augmented reality can do is it can take a physical image or an object, we call it a trigger image, like a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Now this picture can come alive with a whole like story that makes that picture worth way more than just 1,000 words. It's just otherworldly. Like I said, it's kind of Harry Potter beats Iron Man. So when this young lady, that a friend of mine, had fallen in love, her boyfriend was now deployed overseas in the military. She missed him like crazy, and she knew that I could make images and objects come alive with her, her story. So she wanted to make it come alive on a greeting card. So this is a greeting card that we created together. And she went and shot a video on her cell phone. And then we made it so that when he watches this card through our Revealio app, it will come alive and talk to him. So this is what he experienced.
Hey Josh, it's Gabby. Yes, I'm on an app. Kind of weird, but it's raining here and it's cold. Somehow that made me think of Germany. Not sure why.
So she sent him this card. He watched it come alive, and she literally started talking to him right in front of his eyes. That physical card looked like it was coming alive and talking to him. And he said it rocked him to his core, and the oceans just disappeared between them. And he felt that she was embodied in that physical piece of paper, that card. And so he carried that card in his wallet every day while serving overseas. So it was in that moment, Kay, that I had my aha as to why I was called to this. There was a purpose in all of this. And when any small business owner or entrepreneur step into building their business, it's almost always because they sensed there was that was their purpose, or there's a huge need, and they want to be the one to fulfill that need for people, right? That is what I hear again and again and again. So when I understood that my purpose in all of this was to use augmented reality as a portal in which we can all build quality and deepen those relationships with one another, that stemmed from a place of I lost my loved one. My husband passed away when I was only 34 years old. And so relationships are the most important thing in life, really. And so if I can be that vessel to positively enhance people's relationships through technology, well, then that's my mission. That's my whole reason for being. So I say to anybody who struggles with technology, that if you believe that what you're doing is your calling, you don't necessarily have to be the one to do all of the, like I had to step into the role of being a tech founder and learn how to build my very first prototype and do app development and learn all about augmented reality technology. You don't necessarily have to go there. You just need to find the right team to work with. So yes, you must incorporate technology into your business in order to stay competitive. That is an absolute must. That's a truth. You'll have to shut your doors if you don't, but you do not need to go about this alone. So that is one of the reasons, again, Tech with Heart Network, our nonprofit initiative, launched because 90% of small business owners do indeed struggle with tech. It's not just the technology. Sometimes they struggle with the mentality of I'm open to start embracing technology. That sometimes it's, I don't know what technology to start working with. And then also, I don't know who to trust. So we address all of those things through our nonprofit initiative, Tech with Heart.
Oh my God. And you know what? I absolutely love it. The one thing that really stands out to me is there's so many people there saying that technology doesn't bring people together. It pushes people away, right? That you need to have face-to-face contact, right? All of this thing. But what you just showed us, right? The app with the image actually speaking to the other person just shows that no, if you actually kind of broaden your horizons a little bit, we can actually bring people together from across the world together on this very app and bring people close together, right? And so you don't need to have that face-to-face. You can be in one country and somebody else being somewhere else, but you can still build that relationship, build connection, right, with your loved ones and with your clients, right, no matter where they are. And so I really, really love that. And the fact that you got that Tech with Heart, that just with that actual product that you have, right, it just shows how passionate you are to bring people together, because that is basically is heart to heart, right? Is bringing all of that back to the person, and that person holding that image in their pocket, right? Ever since they got it, just shows how much they appreciate that, right? And it means a lot to people. So that is freaking awesome. I love it. Now, where did that idea even come from? Because it's out of this world.
So again, augmented reality started kind of grabbing some traction in Europe back in 2011, 2012. And when I was introduced to the concept, somebody just simply showed me a business card coming alive. And I just was very impressed. Obviously, then after that, it was a gripping thing. It was 2 weeks of no sleep. Since I've entered the augmented reality space, I have seen an evolution of the technology itself. And in 2016, Pokemon Go did come out with the idea that you can take something like VR type, like gaming. So the gaming industry, video gamers, how many of you don't have a brother or a nephew or a son that loves to play video games? I mean, I'm not saying girls don't enjoy it, because I know they do, but the majority of them are boys. They love to play video games. And the video games are getting more and more graphically, realistic and complex in nature. And that is going to be very similar to this new immersive virtual world that we're going to be doing business with in the future. Some people call it the metaverse, but it's going to be very realistic like that. Just watch the movie Ready Player One and you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about as far as how it'll be like where we mostly hang out. But you do really have to wear a virtual headset, and you can wear haptic gear so that you can it can sense your finger movements, and you can have controllers. And anyway, that's just a whole nother episode. of what that all entails. But what I saw in the augmented reality space, and the reason why Tim Cook is saying that augmented reality is poised to be just as impactful to our society as the smartphone. And you think about that comment, like how impactful has the smartphone been to our lives?
People can't live without it anymore.
That doesn't have a smartphone these days. Everybody has a smartphone. And so early on, I saw the integration of gaming with augmented reality, got people up and off of their couches, which was great. People are going out into parks and in front of storefronts and gathering together in community to go on hunts for these Pikachu characters that they could capture in the Pokemon game. And it was a worldwide craze. That's when the augmented reality started grabbing attention of Google and Facebook and all those. And Microsoft obviously has been a big leader in augmented reality technology. But what I've noticed along the way, and the reason why I built the technology the way I did to make it super, super simple and also super affordable with that simplicity, is the practical use cases of augmented reality. People were getting colorful and whimsical when it comes to like the augmented reality experience. Let's just say you were at a winery, okay, and you have like something on the wall, like a big poster. Well, that poster, when viewed through an augmented reality lens using a smartphone, because that's simple, everybody's got one, right? That poster can then animate like grapes on a vine, can come out in 3D, and you can see like the little horse and cart buggy, from the old school days, kind of going down the vineyard, and it can be animated more or less. That static poster can now become animated. And it was clever. And certain birthday cards, even greeting cards, were going in that route where they can be augmented to come alive and animate a little penguin dancing to a little happy birthday dance and confetti falling. And you see augmented reality filters on like Snapchat. And when you go Facebook Live, you can add filters that are using augmented reality technology to track where your eyes are, so that it could put a set of glasses over your eyes or put little ears on your head. That's all augmented reality technology. But it's not really useful in the sense of how can you monetize with it? What next? It's fun. So what I've done is I've created an augmented reality marketing tool using something as powerful as video stories. So we literally give the power of creation of that content that's going to come alive in the hands of the person who's utilizing the technology. So like, rather than them having to pay a large amount of money for us to go and develop something that they don't have the capacity to in a 3D technology space, we can just say, hey, why don't you just tell your story, introduce yourself, and maybe express the value proposition that your business brings to the table, put that in a short little video form, and then go into our dashboard and just upload that into make it your own business card come alive with that story. And then certain call to action buttons become available, and they can make it so that right then and there during the interaction of augmented reality, while it's happening, call to action buttons appear, and they can tap on the button and go straight into their cart, their shopping cart, and buy now, or they can go and gift them. So that's what I love, is that through augmented reality, business owners can literally turn anything. A book cover, right, can become a gift-giving experience. A business card can become a gift-giving experience, because you can have a little gift icon that when the user taps on it, they go into your lead magnet. And I know you're big into the CTAs because of the interview that I've done with you. So the ability to direct them into the online world through that augmented reality experience is useful. So the story is useful, the call to actions are useful. The wow factor, the jarring effect that causes people to go, whoa, how are you doing that? That is useful. So that's kind of what my purpose in augmented reality is all about. That's my evolution. And here we are today, still, excited to be able to offer this to all business owners, but also the video creation services as well, because stories sell. Stories connect people, stories sell.
I absolutely love it. And I love the fact that you've come up with this solution, right? And, kind of kept on with the technology and what's going on out there, but then, just kind of made a few tweaks and realized how we can all implement this kind of strategy to our business lives, right? And so I absolutely love that. Now, the thing, you've done the work behind this, you've created the app, you discovered how to do this. But now if somebody said, Michelle, okay, I want to go ahead and use this technology, how easy is it for us to actually implement this in our business?
It's so incredibly easy. That was the goal here. When I got the call back in 2012 to build this, I knew the power of the human connection. So my goal in all of it was to build it so that it was simple,
Right.
affordable, whether you're 80 years old or whether you're 12 years old, you can figure this out. And it's truly that easy. The process is that you go, you create a membership, you get yourself a little customer portal, you upload the graphical. So like if you want your business card to come alive, you present us with your digital version of your business card artwork. And then you upload the video. It doesn't need to be under 100 megabytes. It's just that simple. And then you select which call to action buttons you want to appear during the whole experience. And you can go back in and edit those videos and those call to action buttons daily if you wanted to keep your campaigns fresh. So that is the platform that I've built. It's not just a one and done. It's a one, and you can continue to modify. So like authors right there, they could make their book covers come alive and wow people and use that almost like a business card, right? You're getting that influence over somebody. When you're already an author, you've done a tremendous feat. You've accomplished something really great. That speaks volumes. But then when their book cover literally comes alive and speaks even more volumes, it's just shockingly awesome. And those call to action buttons will let them go straight to your website, or you can have it so that they can immediately download your V card, your digital business card. There's just so much you can do with that. Wow, right? It's a beautiful thing, and it's all can be done for very affordably. All right, now we're running our lowest tier is only $27 a month, so it's super affordable.
Oh, wow. You would think, technology that new, right? It would be something that, maybe people think is too expensive, but $27 is totally affordable. I love that. I love it. So I want to talk a little bit about your foundation, Tech with Heart. You are such a huge inspiration to so many people, in the technology niche. Tell us a little bit about your actual foundation and what actually drove you to actually build it.
So Tech with Heart came to me in a vision about a year and a half after I launched Revealio. And it came to me, I think, from a heart space of the hurt and the pain that I experienced with business owners when I would demonstrate the augmented reality experience for them in a business use case, like showing them a business card coming alive or an event invitation coming alive. They would be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then after the excitement would wane, they'd go, oh, man, technology is so overwhelming. I can't keep up with it. I'm just doing my best to keep my doors open. I know I need to be working towards embracing more, but I don't even know where to go or where to begin. It's just a lot of overwhelm. I mean, it was like about 90% of the people that I showed that were business owners, that was the response I got. And so ultimately, I had a vision one night, and I was on a stage in this arena filled with entrepreneurs on their feet, just excited and cheering me on. And I was speaking to them, and that's when I saw the words Tech with Heart. So my main purpose with Revealio was to use technology to bring people together. Well, Tech with Heart kind of came to me as a sensation that I need to step into a leadership role and perhaps build a community or a network of, or you would say, of heart-centered but yet innovative, out-of-the-box thinkers that value human relationship, but they also value that they need to be embracing more tech into their business. So what can we do together, collectively, collaboratively, to elevate all of us at the same time? So I always say that if you're an entrepreneur and you want to grow your business, but you don't know exactly where to go, what technologies to be incorporating, and you just want to hang out with amazing heart-centered, but yet out-of-the-box thinkers, Tech with Heart is a good place to come hang. And so you're welcome to come. And we have a membership model. We can interview you on our show, Tech with Heart. We have a TV show, a radio show, a podcast show. We're on live on Facebook. We have communities on all of the social media platforms so that we can be where you are, ask good questions and get supportive answers. And feel safe and nurtured, we can grow alongside one another. It's not about who's who and who knows what, and anybody lording anybody knowledge over anybody else. And all questions are good questions.
Right. And everyone can learn from each other, which is the whole part of being part of a community, right? I mean, in your experience, I'm just curious, I'm being nosy now. I'm totally being nosy, Michelle. In your experience, what are maybe the top 3 struggles people have when it comes to tech?
Well, the top 3 are that they struggle with the mindset of embracing tech. They don't even really realize it, but if you have a negative sensation in your stomach when you think of technology, then you have a subconscious resistance going on that needs to be cleared, because otherwise you're going to be grumpy gills constantly about trying to embrace the tech that needs to be embraced. Technology is a beast, and it can be used for evil and it can be used for good. And so we're all about making sure that we're using technology for good and we're enhancing human connection. I don't teach or have anybody come onto our platform and teach anything that's just all money driven. If there's not a heart-centered use case behind it, I don't want to have anything to do with it. We're not out here to remove our need for one another as people. We're out here to enhance business by enhancing human relationships using technology as all the vehicles. There's so much power in technology. Even Wonder Woman, this is my favorite quote. She says, technology is like any power. When used without heart, it will destroy us. So number 1 struggle is mindset from business owners. Number 2 struggle is they don't know what tech to use. I mean, they're popping up every day. There's call it shiny object syndrome. Yeah. So we, as a collaborative, could potentially guide and direct towards, like, here's some resources. But if you really, really want somebody to get into the weeds, then, you can have a consultation with me and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction, because through Revealio, which is my for-profit, we take care of everything from basic, and it's all about credibility and influence. If you don't have your online foundation set up properly and you don't have your branding and then you're not going to be successful, because people will do their research on you and make a decision upon you in 3 seconds or less. So you need to have that online foundation. So that's the second part, is they don't know what to embrace. And then the third part is they don't know who to trust when it comes to implementing technology. So again, we're building a very vetted, very nurturing network of business experts. And so that's why I encourage anybody that's listening to this, if you're interested in joining our Tech with Heart network, go to techwithheartnetwork.com and check us out. Join our community. Be an expert in our directory.
Brilliant. My next question was going to be, where do people go if they want to connect with you, right? If they want to know more about Revealio, about, these products that are completely, it probably sounds insane to a lot of people that is even possible to do. But if they want to learn more about all this stuff, want to implement it into their business, how can they connect with you and find out more?
So Revealio, it means to reveal something magically. So think of the word reveal. Revealio.com is a great place to go. You can reach out to me there. There's a form if you want to talk to us about a particular part of your business or a project that you're working on that you just need some guidance. We offer free consultations there. Revealio.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as Michelle Calloway. And then there you also notice that we have a nonprofit foundation. It's a very much an entrepreneur support system, but we also have a student apprenticeship program that we really want to get off the ground. So we need good, heart-centered, innovative volunteers on the Tech with Heart side of things if we want to continue to empower. It's all about empowering. So you can check us out on techwithheartfoundation.org.
Amazing. I love that. Oh my goodness. Guys, I am going to be putting all the links in the show notes below, so make sure you go and check them out if you missed anything. And please go and reach out to Michelle. She can teach you so much about technology, maybe even things that we didn't even realize even existed, right? So go and reach out to her, find out what she does and how you can start implementing it and changing the way your business works right now. Michelle, thank you so much for coming onto the show. You are amazing. You are definitely a powerful woman, and I love that you've embraced technology as this powerful leader in the world. So thank you so many golden nuggets in such a short time as well. Amazing. Thanks again.
You bet. And could I just say one more thing, Kay?
Yeah.
That really, when you think about what you can do right now today to start setting yourself apart from your competitors, it really is about how you make people feel. So if you can provide an experience for anybody that comes to visit your website or anybody that has a chance to connect with you, even if it's a 3-minute connection, what can you be saying or how can you be standing up out right now that makes them walk away going, oh, wow, that was impressive? Because that's going to open up that door to get them to reach out and have more of communication with you. So how are you making people feel? Remember that.
Amazing. I love that. Yeah, that makes all the difference for sure. So guys, make sure you go and check out Michelle Calloway. It's an absolute must. Thanks again, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Uncensored Society podcast at www.uncensoredsocietypodcast.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get this and every other episode that's coming out. We have lots of great stuff coming, so make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.